Welcome back, everyone, to this session 8 on the Beatitudes. I'm glad you've chosen to join us today, and I really appreciate that you're taking a part in our faith formation. Now, I have a question for you, and this is a little bit of a different kind of question than the ones I've asked in previous sessions. How many times does your heart beat in 1 minute? Do you know? Now, you can find your pulse on your wrist, and don't use your thumb, use your fingers to find the pulse. You can also find your pulse on your heart, on your neck right here, or on your heart. I have a really hard time finding my heartbeat, but I can find my pulse here and here. So let's pause our video and let's count our heartbeats for a minute, okay? Now, my heartbeat was at about 69 beats a minute, and that's pretty normal for me. So I don't know what yours were, but if you wanted to post them on this, that would be interesting to find out. Now today we're going to join a crowd of people who are following Jesus. He sees their hurts, their pains, and he cares for them in many ways, in special ways. And he leads us to a mountain. Let's climb the mountain to be with Jesus and the other followers. Now remember, there are all sorts of different ways you can hike. You can just hike on up. Now Jesus would want you to be there, so even if you've got a wheelchair, you can wheel yourself up and have a friend help you over the rough spots, or maybe you climb with a rope, or maybe you just free climb up the wall. I've seen people do that, and I'm not brave enough to do that myself. But however you choose to get up there, let's climb together. We'll do it while we're counting to 20, okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We made it to the top. Well, let's settle our bodies after that big climb and get comfortable so that we can listen to what Jesus has to say to us. Now, in your imagination, let's look around. See what there is to see. In Jesus' time, people believed that mountains were holy and special places, places to be with God. Maybe that's because mountains were higher and closer to God, they thought. High into the sky, certainly higher than we can reach. And on this mountain, Jesus told people about God's kingdom. You can think of a kingdom as a way in which the world is set up and works. Now, in God's kingdom, the one that Jesus spoke of, there is abundance. There's more than enough love, honor, food, money, power, all the resources so that all of God's people can thrive. In today's lesson, we're going to hear what Jesus says in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 8. This is what Jesus says. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Now, Jesus cares about our hearts, our bodies, our minds, how we act, feel, and think. Let's put a hand on our hearts right now. I'm still trying to find that heartbeat. In our bodies, the heart is the center. Our beating heart is what keeps us alive. The heart is also the center of how we live our lives. What we most want and need, what we feel, and what's important to us are all carried in our hearts. What we carry in our hearts has a big impact on the actions we take and the choices that we make. The inside of us directs the outside of us. This is why the inside of us, the heart, is important to Jesus. And it's why Jesus said that the pure in heart will be blessed. To be pure in heart is to show love for God, neighbor, and yourself in how you act, how you speak, how you think. Our integrity is an important part of this. You are a person of integrity when your outside actions match the person that you are on the inside. Integrity means working toward wholeness for yourself and creating that same kind of wholeness in our world. When your heart is pure, you also want wholeness for everyone else. When you live from your integrity and purity of heart, you do kind and helpful things because you love God and your neighbor. You aren't focused on how it makes you look or what kind of reward is in it for you. No. Maybe you empty the dishwasher because you know that's a way to show love to the grown-ups in your life. Or maybe you clean up your toys and your markers and the things that you use because this makes the house a nice, safe, and loving place for everyone in the family. Purity of heart helps us make outward choices based on love and a desire for wholeness in ourselves and our world. We will show compassion, mercy, and love because we know that's what we're created to do and who we're created to be. And when we do, we will see God. We see and experience God's presence when we see the fruits of God's Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Our eyes will open to the ways we see people caring for one another and the ways we experience it ourselves. And seeing how God is present in our midst gives us the encouragement and hope we need to keep going. Now, before we end here today, I would like to bless you, each and every one of you. Now, a blessing is something you receive, so I'm going to ask you to open your hands and be ready to receive it like a gift. I'll speak a blessing, and if you receive it, take that blessing and put it into your heart. Are you ready? May God bless you inside and out, from your heart to your mind and to your body.